57 pounds. We have Logan Gumble from Binghamton taking on Charlie Darraacott from Stanford.
Logan's just a freshman.
And Gumble ready to go to work trying to get Binghamton on the board as they find themselves trailing Stanford 15-0 for the first four bouts. Darrackott's got to keep those hands up out of the face. It's been a nicer rule change. If you remember a couple years ago, anytime you go into the face right away, it was called a penalty point. This year you're going to see, well, last year also, but you'll see a potentially dangerous typically called there. Now, if you put palm right in the face and, hit a guy, you're going to get illegal right away and a point, but typically if it's incidental, the referee does have some leeway now where they can call that potentially dangerous before giving the penalty point to the other wrestler.
Right.
Darraacott, front headlock, trying to get Gumble down to the mat.
Darraacott and Logan Ashton, Stanford's 25-pounder, actually went to the same high school out in Georgia, which was what you were talking about earlier. The Georgia high school wrestling scene has really taken off.
Yeah, I mean,
lots of talent.
For years, I think those of us up here in the Northeast didn't really think too highly of the Southern wrestling states, but that's been changing as Georgia has been putting out some really good recruits. A lot of wrestling there on the edge, actually onto the gym floor.
Yeah.
But we're going to call action there as we come back to the center.
Sometimes five feet of out of bounds is just not enough.
No, I got to get out a tape measure too. I don't know.
It doesn't look like it.
I'm going to say 3.5 feet maybe.
Yeah.
I'll let you know after the next commercial break.
Great. Logan, go ahead.
Just saying, Darraacott just trying to find a tie, it looks like, to be able to fire something off. And Gumble just out there doing a nice job, as you mentioned, a freshman just out there trying to battle.
Oh, yeah. Logan's uncle, Mark, was actually a national champ for Binghamton in 1987. Also a three-time All-American here.
Got to think that's got to make Coach Borshoff's recruiting job a little bit easier when he brought him in, but who knows as they circle and get on the gym floor. Now, with that short apron over there, just to mention, as soon as a wrestler makes contact with that gym floor, the referee has to stop it. So with that short apron, that can sometimes be a little bit of an issue. At tournaments like, the national tournament where you got 8-10 mats, or I think it's 8 mats, wall to wall, you got a lot of room to wrestle.
One of my guys was fabulous at finding the floor.
Sometimes when you look up, it's right there. You can just reach out.
It might have been Mike McMullen. What a great wrestler, though.
I think what they call that is mat savvy, huh?
I think the guy could probably wrestle right now. Pretty sure. We know he can run marathons.
So Binghamton's choice, second period. He's going to defer choice. Darraacott gets set underneath. We had a scoreless first period. Neither wrestler really getting that close to a takedown. So we'll see what we can do down here on the mat for both guys. Darraacott, excellent job fighting those hands, able to spin out and get his one-point escape.
That was really a textbook stand-up. Everything was correct. The hand position, the hip position, and beautiful cut. And here we go, back to neutral. Darraacott was a three-time state finalist in high school, two-time champ. He also was a three-time NHSCA All-American. So he has some credentials behind him for sure.
What state was Darraacott?
Georgia.
Oh, that's
Buford,
right.
yeah. Yep.
I'm sorry. I actually am listening to what you're saying.
Most people don't, and rightfully so.
And there's the action call as they go towards the out of bounds. It's funny enough, that was almost the same exact situation of a very controversial call last night. If you're in the Twitter wrestling world, that was put out 165 pounds last night. It was a very close call. About as close to a 50-50 call as you could possibly get, where the wrestler is underneath both arms, circling towards the out of bounds, and that was the situation right there.
Really nice high crotch.
Yeah, in on a traditional head outside. Nice clean finish there.
There it is again.
Picks up the 2 points.
And let's see if they go 5 for 5 with top wrestling here.
Yeah, they've been hammers so far.
You know, they're doing that back hook a lot, which, you know, some people are like, you know, that could be construed as stalling. But honestly, they're using it, and they're looking for points. Good job getting to his feet here, Gumble. Wants to stay in, wants to redirect.
Yeah, and Darracot's got to be careful not to push him out, but he gets hit for stalling anyways.
Yeah.
The key is you have to attempt to return, and the referee didn't feel like he was attempting to return. And that's something you'll hear from coaching staffs, from fans. You got to return them. Right. That's actually not true. You don't have to return them. You just have to try.
Make it look good.
Do your best.
Yeah.
Just do your best, kids. So Gumble again able to come to his feet.
You know, he was in that short sit-out. Oh, that was nice. Nice escape here and right in on a leg. At least looking like he's threatening.
And Darracott's got to try to circle. I think he tried to circle too late. Yep. So that's a...
I do not envy the position that refs are in these days. It's a difficult job, and, you know, you almost have to call that. But at the same time, they thankfully have the action option as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough situation. He got the escape. Gumble got the escape. Darraacott was near the out of bounds, but he had time to center himself. Yeah. And the referee didn't feel like he did that. You know, I think if they went out of bounds right away, most times you're going to get an action call there. But when you establish yourself and don't circle in, like he didn't try to circle in until, you know, Gumble was already almost out of bounds too. So I think that's the right call in that situation. But like you said, it's tough. It's a tough call.
And that was probably the first time that the Stanford bench was a little... not so happy with it, but they can
Rob uncrossed his legs, so you could tell he was a little bit upset.
Enoch almost moved.
And the Bearcat coaching staff wants another stalling call.
Definitely wanted it there.
Trying to pull him out of bounds. And for those of you used to watching high school wrestling, you're not going to see that called very often, but at the college level you do. I mean, you need to stay in bounds. So when you're the top wrestler, if that referee feels like he drove him out of bounds so he didn't have to attempt to return him, he's going to hit him for stalling.
Yep.
So we got a tight one here. This is a fun one as we tie it up 3-3.
And, you know, Logan's doing a great job. You know, as being a true freshman, you know, he's in there. He's battling. He's threatening now, too.
Yeah, now the score is tied, but Darraacott does have minute 5 riding time. So, I mean, definitely doable for Gumble. He just needs a takedown with more than 5 seconds on the clock so he can ride him out and get that riding time down. So, definitely a path to victory for Gumble. We'll see if he can find it.
And for Gumble, this is a 3-point takedown. You know, it essentially is because he'll most likely keep him down for more than 5 seconds.
And I mean, if you're the coach at Gumble, do you want him to just attack right now, or you think wait because of the situation?
I mean, in this situation here, I think you take points when you get them. And, you know, even though he's a freshman, he's going to have to learn how to ride out a match. It's important.
Stanford does have those stall calls, so that could come into play here also. This is where Darraacott wants to be, though, that front headlock. As Gumble does a nice job working out.
Nice.
Almost flirted with that inside trip. I would like to see him try to commit and see what happens.
One other thing is Gumble's a very good Greco-Roman wrestler. So in this situation, he might want to go upstairs.
Wow, he's got very little time left, 12 on the clock. But again, he needs that riding time also. But it's Darraacott able to spin around and get the takedown to ice it.
And you just saw the fans gasp right there because they were like, we're right there. And then he did a really nice go behind. And look, he's battling till the end. He's battling till the end.
Nice little move there at the end, and I don't know why they're throwing the challenge.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Even if the reversal comes,
it's done.
We're still losing.
Yeah.
Binghamton's still losing.
And I think that's a situation where Borshoff just might be frustrated.
Yeah.
Or he might have forgot about the riding time.
Well, sometimes as a coach, you think about what matches you have coming up, and you use that to determine when you're throwing the brick, right? Mm-hmm. And so at the same time, we got a forfeit coming up here. Then we're going to see Casella up at 74, which he's very capable of winning at 74. So the match is going to go quick from here on out.
And there's that replay of is Gumble with the nice little back trip, able to almost get the reversal. And it's just really a matter of how much time was on the clock. But I think we'll get to see it one more time here.
You can see that Coach Borshoff and his staff have definitely worked from the bottom position, and they try to threaten from there. You know, early on, you know, I'm sure that Kyle will be working on getting out of legs. this upcoming week for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, here's the thing. You want to get the calls right, but it's not going to change the outcome.
Yeah. So if Binghamton would win this challenge, the points would be 5-5 with probably 1 second on the clock, maybe. And then again, remember, Stanford does have that riding time advantage, so they'll pick up that 1 point. So, but as you mentioned, you don't get to take that brick home with you, so you might as well use it at some point.
And, you know, like I said, we have a forfeit coming up here, so there's only 4 matches left.
Now, if Binghamton does win the challenge, they do retain the brick. So you can challenge multiple times. You just got to be right. And it looks like they weren't because they kept the brick. So the referee confirmed the call on the mat.
Yeah.
So it's either going to be a call is confirmed, stands, or overturned. Yep. Confirmed is when the referee says, yep, I'm sure I was right. Stands means, yeah, that was a tough call, and I can't quite tell, but I'm going to go with my call on the mat. And then overturned is sometimes.